to the entertainment Talking Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. And yes, I got the Wi-Fi working, so that's good. Should be able to do the Giants show tonight. But, I'll mix and match with those backyard videos. Seems like you guys seem to enjoy them. But in this video, I'm going to talk about Darnay Holmes. There was an article that came out today written by Jordan Rannon of ESPN regarding the talented fourth-round pick by the New York Giants, a guy who a lot of people have expressed is the best projected nickel corner in this year's draft. Now, he did not play nickel while he was at college. He played it at the Senior Bowl, but because of his height, he projects to be better suited to play that position. Had a very good combine, and he is known to be incredibly intelligent. Graduated UCLA in just 2.5 years, and he's very athletic. So, a guy with a lot of upside, a guy that I think a lot of Giants fans are really looking forward to this year, and he may very well start out on the starting lineup with for the New York Giants, playing that nickel corner spot, depending on what they do with Julian Love. But, some really encouraging things came out of the mouth of both Rod Woodson and Deion Sanders today, along with his former high school coach, when they had an interview with Jordan Rannon. Kind of just wanted to go over some of the quotes and some of the very encouraging things that came out regarding the player. And one thing that I continue to hear about him and a lot of these prospects and a lot of the players already on the New York Giants team is how intelligent they are and how much they want to work. Just great things coming out about Darnay Holmes. And there he is training, and here is the first quote. "He might be the sleeper defensive back in the draft," Woodson said recently in a telephone interview with ESPN. "I know he was taken in the 4th round, but I like his mindset. No coach can measure one's heart and one's mind until you start playing. I think when I've seen him playing and talked to Carnell and his son, just the way he moves and how fluid he is, and he has that recall during the games when people are doing stuff to him that makes you kind of excited to watch a player like that." Of course, I've touched on Darnay Holmes in the past, how smart he is, how hardworking he is, how much better he wants to get. And Woodson's basically just reiterating that here, talking about how he's able to recall things from a game that might have been like a year ago, all the intricate details, because he really cares about his craft, and he's a very hard worker. Next thing we're going to pull up is this. "I was thinking in the back of my mind, a team is going to get a steal," Williams told ESPN this week in a telephone interview. Williams is his former high school coach. "I didn't know when or where he was going to go, but I know he has a lot more value than where he was drafted. I can tell you that." Sanders, obviously talking about Deion Sanders, meanwhile, raved about Holmes throughout the combine workout in March. At one point, he noted on air that Holmes was the best he had seen in the speed turn drill this year. "He looked flawless," Sanders said, "was unbelievable." I mean, that's coming from arguably the greatest cornerback since I've been watching football, either him or probably Darrelle Revis. So for Deion Sanders to be throwing out quotes like that, definitely very encouraging things, let's put it that way, for Darnay Holmes. Next thing, Darnay has the mental capacity. He has the willingness to dedicate himself to such, Woodson said. "This wasn't an accident. It was Holmes' plan, even if it meant being in school year-round without much of a break." So, again, and that's kind of the opposite of what we've seen so far from DeAndre Baker. DeAndre Baker's a guy with all the talent in the world, but at least so far, even, putting aside the stuff that's going on this offseason, didn't come into camp with the right mindset. It seems like Holmes is the complete opposite of that. And then finally, this. "It's only an advantage if you take advantage of it." Here they're talking about, is it an advantage for Holmes to have Woodson as a mentor? "Which I know he will," Woodson said. "It seemed like we were at the combine for 20 days. In the time we were there, I talked to him every day. When a kid comes up to you and asks, 'I want to know what you think about this for training,' and then he asked another question, I think it was about mindset and then about practicing habits, and he kept coming back. I'm like, this kid is hungry. That is a great thing." And he's absolutely right. And what makes players great in the NFL is that work ethic and that want to be great. And it seems as if from everything you read and hear about Darnay Holmes, he's got that in him. And we can only hope as New York Giants fans, he brings that with him each and every day he wears the New York Giant uniform. He's one of the players I'm really looking forward to this year, and I do think he's gonna find a way to carve out a role with this New York Giants football team year one. He may even be the most impactful defensive player on the roster. A rookie defensive player on the roster. Obviously most people are going to say Xavier McKinney, and obviously we're all very excited about him too. But I think we should be equally excited about Darnay Holmes. I think he's got a bright future. He ran like a 4.48 or whatever it was, and he's excited to learn. You could tell he's the type of guy that just wants to win. He just wants to produce. This is a kid who never played the slot corner well at college, and he's adopted that because he views it as a position that he would be able to thrive at the NFL level due to the fact that he's only 5'10" tall. And I think he will. And I think he's going to be a big part of the New York Giants' future. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.